Welcome to the first ever flip race. Today we're going to be listing both of these trucks on Facebook Marketplace at the exact same time and seeing which one sells first. The rules? Well, there really aren't any because it's just me. I bought both of them, so there are no rules. I just want to simply know which one's more desirable to the common buyer. A mid-sized, small, 4-cylinder rear-wheel drive truck or a full-sized big V8 truck. Comment down below which one you think is going to sell first. Let's get into it. This right here is my 2004 Nissan Frontier 4-cylinder rear-wheel drive base model. I bought this thing about 2 or 3 years ago, and it was the first truck I've ever bought, and it has been reliable since day one. This thing has given me basically no issues. It currently has just under 95,000 miles, pretty much rust-free, and it's good. It's just a great little truck, and that's the key word, is little. It is not a full-size truck. It's classified as mid-size. Some car enthusiasts call it mini trucks. But the biggest thing here is I paid $2,500 for this thing, and that was at 75,000 miles. Obviously, I put some miles on it. It stayed pretty much rust-free. And at the time, I knew I could flip it for 5,000 as is, but I needed a truck. So I put these aftermarket wheels on it, bigger tires, the toolbox on the back, and that's it. Everything else is stock. Whenever I bought the truck, this fender was replaced, so it was a different color. So I color matched it as best as I could. They don't actually sell the truck's color anymore. So I got as close as I could, and you can't really tell unless I tell you that and you actually start paying attention. You can see right here the original color. It was a bright red, so it didn't look great down here too. And it has a little bit of damage here and there. I mean, like this spot right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. It's got a decent amount of damage, but it's all just scratches. Nothing is dented. Well, I guess the hood. The hood has a pretty decent gap right here. And then on the opposite side, it's like there is no gap, so it's shifted. But it's a great truck. I added 5% window tint. I've done so much of this truck over all the years. The thing is, I don't get emotionally attached to any of my vehicles, but this one I've had for a really long time. I usually don't have my vehicles for very long. This one I've had for a pretty decent amount of time, and we've just been through so much together. But I have 3 trucks and I don't need this truck anymore except for content purposes. And what better content than flipping it? Because you know I'm all about that flip. Oh, I also made it forward. Caught at the full Frontier. When I bought it, I needed a truck, used it for truck purposes. Now I have my other truck, my other Nissan Frontier. I don't plan on ever selling that one. So all I was using this one for was, you know, attach rubber bands to it and different zip tie things. And now it's just kind of been my work truck. I got this toolbox on the back, and it's time to flip her. And I don't want to just sell her and just, you know, that's boring, just selling it. So we're making it a race because we know I bought Gina to flip. Gina, because she's from West Virginia. Now let me tell you about Gina. We picked Gina up with the money that we made from our flip challenge. We paid $4,400 for it. Virtually rust-free, 1998 Dodge Ram, 5.2 liter V8 Magnum, 58,000 miles. Rear-wheel drive. She's a beast. She had the check engine light, we figured that out. Basically, all she needs is a good paint job. And you know, I probably could do it, but I don't want to plummet the value of this. As is, I know I can make money on it, flipping it. If I tried to paint it, I might mess it up really bad, and then it won't be worth nearly anything. In the last episode, we put new tires on it, fixed the check engine light, replaced the dash inside, took the old farm truck cap cover off. That's sold. And now we have a good looking 2-door, low mileage, rust-free 1998 Dodge. And we have a good looking, low mileage, basically rust-free 2004 Nissan Frontier. So now that you know the facts, which one do you think is gonna sell first? The rules are simple. I'm gonna list both of them at the exact same time. We're gonna do the same thing to both of them. Clean them up, make them look nice, take them to a location, take the exact same pictures for each one, pretty much have identical descriptions. Obviously, they're gonna be priced differently because each one has a different value. And then the race begins. Once we hit publish, it's go time. Sitting here right now, I don't know. I think the Ram will sell first just because personally, I think people like full-size trucks more than they like mid-size trucks. But I know for a fact both will sell. And then we gonna buy a sweet Corvette. This truck does not have ABS. The ABS broke pretty much immediately whenever I bought it, but who needs ABS, right? So that's literally the only thing wrong with it, is it has no ABS. Oh, the exhaust. As you can see, it ain't connected like it should be connected. And then on top of that, it's just sitting on the rear axle because the exhaust hanger snapped off. But you know what they say, third time's a charm, right? It's also, I noticed that the brake line, because it dropped, the brake line was touching it and then melting. So it could have just melted the brake line and then we would have lost brake power and that would have been good. So we're gonna fix all that right now. Third time's a charm, and let's get it. Go back in. There's a slip cover down here. Should give this thing one kick and it should come off. Yep, that's all it was barely a kick holding it on. Oh gosh. There we go. Nice, all right. Third time's the charm. This held up really well. Did this hold up well? This held up decent. This hold up well? This held up pretty well. This did not hold up well. This time around, I actually cleaned up the metal to make sure all our new welds would hold on for once and for all. Now we weld this connector on, get it plugged back in, clamp back up, and good to go. This connector's welded on. You can still see a gap here. I want to put an exhaust clamp here so it really clamps down and kind of bends the metal to match the bend of the exhaust pipe, but also fill this with, as you can see, exhaust cement so that it will have the most minimal exhaust leak ever. Then put the hanger down there and under the muffler to lift the end of the exhaust pipe so that it doesn't burn our brake line. I know this isn't the proper way to do this. I know what everyone's thinking, but this is just a work truck that needs a quieter exhaust put on. As long as it functions, that's all I care about. I don't care about how pretty it is. Shout out to my dad, because he bought almost the exact same exhaust clamp hanger, but this one looks like it's from the early 2000s, but will work for my truck. We'll do the same thing to the back of the exhaust that we did to the front of the exhaust, and hopefully don't have to bend the metal 4 to 5 different times. Oh no, no, this one's sticking. Look how close this brake line is. Oh, this one was burning too. Dang, man, my whole brake line's chewed. This dang exhaust. Okay, so the exhaust is on. I welded on the new connector, put it onto the old exhaust, put that cement on, put the hanger on, in the front, the back, a couple of steel zip ties as well to just give it a little bit of extra support. It's really firm. And then I also found out that the other part of the brake line was touching it. So I steel zip tied that off the exhaust as well. So we don't have to worry about any of the brake line hitting the exhaust. All that's left to do is to start it up. Now that cement that I put on there, I typically would let it sit for 24 hours, but I actually got to use the truck today. So I probably shouldn't have put it on at all, but it might've done a little bit, I don't know. So let's start it up, moment of truth. Yeah, we got a lot of airflow coming out of there. Not touching any brake lines. And the best part, no leaks. I don't feel any air. I'll keep my eye on the exhaust as I drive it over the next couple of days. Depending on when this is posted, I'm so close to getting my dad's truck fixed. So I don't know which video is gonna go live first. So spoiler alert, but I am using this truck tonight to go deliver a couch. So I'll go do that like hour round trip and check on the exhaust on the way. But I think it's good. I think it's on their curve. Finally. The exhaust is fixed, but the truck actually died on me the other day. So now we have to replace the battery. It was the most random battery die I've ever had. It just completely went kaput with no warning sign. So we need to get this out of there and a new one in there. And then the race will officially begin between the Ram and the Frontier. I'm very curious to which one you think is gonna sell first, so comment down below. Be a little fun treat to come back to at the end of the video. You know, you'd be like, oh, that's what I said earlier, and I was right, or I was wrong. The only thing that's stupid about this, the bolt on this side of the battery likes to spin with it. It's square, and this one spins, and the square side's not supposed to spin. It's annoying, and I hate it. Well, shoot, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I just walked over here. That's the other Frontier battery that I gotta take, and that's just a spare one that I had. That's the spare one from one of the quads we got during the Flip series, and I just happened to look at the part number, and I think it will fit in the Frontier. I just need to get a new terminal connector still, because the thing's cooked. It's heavy. That's about that size, and that's about, they're about the same size. Oh yeah, they're the same size. Wow, okay, so that's completely free. That's literally completely free. The only thing that sucks is this negative battery connector. That bolt spins when it shouldn't, so it pretty much makes it impossible to get it tightened. So we need a new one. This one's still good. So like I'm gonna go to the store, get a battery for the other truck. But this is good, I only gotta get a battery terminal. Who's calling me? It's a bit windy out here. We gonna replace this. I ain't never replaced one before. Wait a second. Oh no, it don't reach. It don't reach. Neither of them reach. And if I cut it, I don't have to reach if I cut it. Oh no. Well, that was a wasted trip. Dang it. What? This battery don't match up with this battery. Oh no! Never mind. We don't have a free battery. And I took my other battery with me to Walmart for a core charge. I could have used it for the, oh dang it. Battery changed. I have never done this, but it seems like it's pretty simple. You just cut this off and put the new one on.
Well, how hard can that be?
Better reach. Because if it don't reach, I'm gonna be upset. That seemed pretty secure to me. Oh, we just not reaching. We just not reaching. Loosen that up. Slide this thing. How much can we slide this thing? There we go. I would say this is very, very tight right here. This cable has no play in it. It's pulled all the way. The battery is secured by this. I really hope that if I like hit a big bump or something, that doesn't just like you know? We just emptied out both of the trucks and we're about to start cleaning the outsides and the insides. But before we do that, there is a big decision that needs made on the red truck, the toolbox. I use my toolbox all the time, but it's not like I need it. Like I have a tool bag so I can put stuff in there. Like it's not the biggest deal if I get rid of it. Basically, I'm debating whether I leave it on and sell it with the truck or if I take it off. And I'm thinking I take it off because I can sell it separately. Somebody else will buy it. Heck, I could take it off and the person that comes and buys it, I could be like, hey, I got this toolbox too. They could be like, I want it, that's perfect. But we do have to uninstall this. It's gonna be so weird. I've literally had this on here for years and it's full of toes. So it might be a little bit heavy, but I'm gonna remove this now. I just wanted to give you an update. We're gonna take the toolbox off and then we'll clean it. I promise. Now this thing should just pick right up. Oh, I forgot the other thing. The tailgate doesn't work on this truck. Man, I just keep finding so many good things out about this truck. All right, gotta take this off. It's dirty back here. Oh, this is gonna look so different. But probably wondering, well, how do you get these out? It's simple. It's simple. I thought that was gonna be way more satisfying than I thought that it was. I thought I was gonna be able to just, you know, one hit, but I'm not Tim Allen, the handyman.
You're going back up.
Oh. Now the final step before posting these trucks is to make them look good. So right now we're gonna clean these trucks inside and out, making sure they shine so they look as best as they possibly can for the listing photos. So for all you clean freaks out there, enjoy this time lapse. Now these are the floor mats to the Frontier. I was gonna steam clean them because I have a steam cleaner, which could potentially make them look brand new, but they're cutting a tree down right now with that chainsaw because we had a big windstorm last night, which means we have no power. You need power to power a steam cleaner, so these are going back in the truck as is. Whoever's gonna buy this is probably gonna use it as a work truck. I didn't realize how many scratches there are, so chances are they don't really care about the floor mats. But other than that, we're pretty much done. And just like that, they're clean. Now the final step, and my favorite step, is the tire shine. Hit all the tires with the tire shine, as well as the black plastics. It really just makes them pop.
That was gay. Try that again.
It really just makes them shine and pop. But we don't have a lot in this can, so we better make it last.
I think you're good. Damn. Difference? Come here. Come here. I'm gonna show you the pop. Look at the difference.
quick before we go take the pictures, I want to show you the rust spots, because again, there's like very little rust on these things, okay? Starting off with the Dodge. Right here on the bottom of the door frame, there's like a little bit of rust, but again, it's solid, it's not rotted out anywhere. And then down here by the exhaust, same thing. There's a little bit of rust, but it's not rotted out by any means. Underneath, it's all just surface rust. Pretty clean in there. It's literally just surface rust. And the same thing applies over here. This is all just surface rust. The exhaust, well, you gotta go watch the other video to get the full story on the exhaust, but it's on and it works. But all just like surface rust. There's really no body rust. Like the body is clean. Back here, we have a little bit of tailgate rust. Like there's a pinhole here. Yeah, I have the exhaust dumped down like that. This is my makeshift stuff for my trailer lights. But like, this is the worst of the rust right here. This thing's like kind of rusted off back here, but it's really clean. Like there's literally nowhere else for me to show you that's rust. This will probably eventually rust, but it's been like that for as long as I've had it and it hasn't rusted. So now the game plan, go take some pictures of them, then we'll figure out a description and listing for both of them. But first, I need to figure out their fuel economy. Now, every car person has their own little niche of what they specifically like about cars, whether it's horsepower, paint, wheels, suspension. Mine, fuel economy. I don't know what it is. I know the fuel economy on this. I don't know the fuel economy on this, but we're gonna find out right now. There's something that just tickles and itches my brain when it comes to figuring out how much miles per gallon I'm getting in a big V8. And it also, same thing with the 4-cylinder in a small truck, because you think it'd be more, right? The gas light. Most modern cars today, they tell you exactly your fuel economy. They literally just put it right there. You're getting 20 miles per gallon. Older vehicles and even some newer vehicles, they don't. All we get technology-wise for this 1998 Dodge Ram is the actual fuel gauge, a little gas light, and our odometer reading. We are at 258 miles. If you want to figure out your fuel economy, it's simple. When you go to the gas station, fill your tank up all the way. Then if yours is like mine, you just want to push and hold that little button, and then all these numbers will go to 0, and it'll say trip next to it. Then you drive, you drive, you drive. Okay, your gas light's on. You go to the gas station again, fill it up all the way. Then you hop on AI real quick, type in, what's my fuel economy on my 1998 Dodge Ram 1500 5.2 V8, and you say, I filled it up all the way, I drove 258 miles, and then I filled up my tank with 15 gallons, right? And then it'll do all the complicated math for you, and it will tell you how many miles per gallon you got within those 258 miles. Now, I've been doing that with my red truck for, gosh, I don't know, months. I've been doing it for months. I have it all logged. I know, it's so nerdy. This is like, you're like, yo, this is cool, and then I just brought it way, way down. My last trip was a very healthy 16.3 miles per gallon, which brings my overall lifetime average to 15.2 miles per gallon. So my Nissan, my 2004 4-cylinder Nissan Frontier averages 15.2 miles per gallon. Let's just round it down, call it 15 miles per gallon, which, not gonna lie, kinda low. You just hear 4-cylinder truck and you automatically think 20. I'm barely double digits. 15 miles per gallon. Now, I do tow a ton. Like, I have that trailer hooked up more than I don't, but it's a lightweight trailer and I'm hauling couches and other things. So they're not really heavy. You know, I'm not doing real man's towing, all right? All you truckers can quit typing away. I get it, I know. I'm just doing some light towing. But 15 miles per gallon, I think I'd rather be driving a Corvette. And I would love to take the profits from these sales and buy me a C5 Corvette, but I don't know, you might just have to hold off on that. I don't know. It's like, you can drive that truck and get 15 miles per gallon, or you could drive a sick Corvette and be banging gears getting 15 miles per gallon. So this is gonna go back to being the tow truck. I'm rambling too much. I'm about to drive to the gas station right now. We're gonna fill it up and figure out what we get gas mileage wise. Gosh, this is not gonna be a good gas mileage. My God. We drove 260 miles and filled it up with 21 gallons of gas. which means our gas mileage was approximately 12.4 miles per gallon. To figure it out, you take 260 divided by 21 gallons. What do you get? 12.4. When it was new, that truck was rated for about 12 to 13 miles per gallon in the city and 17 to 18 miles per gallon on the highway. So we did a lot of city driving. 12 miles per gallon. Okay, that's not... I wanted like 25. Yeah, I would rather just drive a Corvette, man. Of course, the clouds came out right as I was about to take pictures. So we're not gonna wait for golden hour anymore. We're just gonna do it right now. Get as much sunlight as we possibly can. And one tip, I guess I'll say, when taking pictures of cars, listing them for Marketplace, is they just look better in like a big parking lot. I've taken pictures of cars before, like just in the driveway or whatever. But whenever you look at like car dealerships and like, I guess the professionals, they're always in a big open parking lot. So staging it somewhere where there's a big open parking lot, I think that just has some sort of mental advantage for you when selling. Like, I don't know, I think the buyer's just like, oh yeah, parking lot, that's legit. So these should look pretty good in this big old open parking lot here. We're inside now. So to make this as even as possible, I have a format for the listings. Each truck obviously has different information, different price, but we can use the same format for each listing to keep it as even as possible. I've taken the pictures and they're as close as they can possibly be, and I'm about to post them. It's Sunday afternoon. Right now, what I'm thinking is listing the Frontier for $6,500 and the Dodge Ram for $9,000. But that might be too low. There's one way we can double check that. There's multiple ways we can double check it, but the way I'm gonna double check it right now is go on Cars and Bids and bring a trailer. 1998 Dodge Ram, previous auctions, and we can see exactly what these sold for. This is a 2500, it went for 22,000. Right here is our exact truck. 1998 Dodge Sport, and this sold for 6,400, so way lower than 9,000. But has 137,000 miles. 3,500, 2,500, 1,500. Here we have another one. This is our truck, but it's a 4x4 version and a 5-speed, and sold for $15,000 at 93,000 miles. So this ain't actually helping us a whole ton at all. Okay, 1,500, 8,000 miles, sold for 27,000. 4x4, 23,000 mile, 30,000. Okay, here, this one might be close to us. This is 2024, $15,250. The 3.9 V6 model with 59,000 miles. Dang, this is weird, because it's like, well, I don't understand. This is a V6, very clean. Maybe I should do 10,000. This is tough. This is really tough. When I average out all rear-wheel drive 1,500 trucks that have sold on Bring a Trailer, the average price is $11,341. Oh man, did we bump it to 11? There's no way we sell for 11. Because that's the thing, is I want the prices to be fair, right? None of those needed a paint job. So I think if we did 10, that's a fair number. Again, I will accept 9. I will accept 8. One was the V6 and one was ours, but it was a 5-speed and it sold for $9,000. That's literally our truck right there. It's just, this is a 5-speed. This one also has 93,000 miles and ours has 95. They're at 9,000. And that was what, 4 years ago? That's the hardest part, is the price. The pricing is the part that makes it the race, you know? I'm doing it. I'm doing 65 and I think I'm doing 10. You know, and if somebody talks me down, we'll go through the negotiation process, all right? But I'm listing them right now, 3 p.m. Sunday. I feel like I just need to take them for one last rip. I mean, once they're gone, like, then what? Oh, I know what, we gonna get a Corvette. Greetings, loved ones. It's currently Tuesday evening, and I just wanted to give y'all a little, I guess it's what, then a 2-day update? Dodge Ram has 295 views, 6 listing saves, and 0 messages. The Frontier, 798 views, 13 saves, 6 messages, and 1 offer. So the messages are asking if it's a 4x4, so I tell them it's rear-wheel drive and they don't respond. Then the one guy, he's worried about, he's asking if it's inspected. Yes, it is. Does the ABS light need to be fixed before it gets inspected again? I don't think so. It told me 2 things. One told me yeah, and the other one told me no. More told me no than yeah, so I told him I don't think so. Then he offered 5,000 cash. That's our only offer for either of them. Oh, I take that back. We got a trade offer for a 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser. It has 240,000 miles. I mean, the pictures, it looked clean, but it's a 240,000 mile FJ Cruiser. I don't want that. I want a Corvette. We also got a trade offer for 2013 Honda Interstate V Twin Cruiser. Cool looking bike. Don't want it. So technically we got 3 offers for the Frontier, nothing for the Ram. I messaged him back, I said 5,000 is too low, but I would drop it to 6,000 for you, just you. He read it, he didn't respond, but we have traction. And right now in this race, the Frontier is winning. But as a motivated seller as myself, we need to take steps in the right direction for the Ram, and we need to drop it below the $10,000 mark. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop it to 9,500. We're not gonna relist it, we're gonna literally cut the price. So when people see it, they see it was listed for 10,000, cut to 9,500. At 9,500, that puts us below the $10,000 range. People see, wow, they cut the price, so maybe they'll accept a lower offer, and we'll see what that does. I will obviously keep you updated, but we need to give the Ram a little boost. Now we did, well, 10,000 we knew was an aggressive price, so bumping it down to 95. Again, I said I'll take 8.5. Anything above what we bought it for is a win. I'm gonna do that now, and I'll see you with another update. Hey, so both trucks, it is currently 9 a.m. on Friday, and let me read you some stats. 1,506 views, 38 listing saves, 4 messages on the Ram. None of the messages were good though. Jake offered 4,800 and then said put the cap back on, so he clearly saw the listing before we bought it. Gave him a good thumbs up. Will asked if it was available, I said yup. Dennis has some choice words. Hilarious, you're the broke guy who couldn't pay the whole price. Now you're selling it for big money. Yeah, Dennis. Yeah, Dennis, I am. And then this guy tried to give me a whole sob story about how he knew the guy and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. Like, literally didn't make any sense, but he wanted to buy it for 4,000. Nothing yet there. Now for the Nissan. The Ram has passed it in viewership. It has 1,100 views, 16 listing saves. We're now at 8 messages. 5,000 is the highest offer we have, but I ain't taking it yet. Like I said, it's Friday, and I have a pretty packed weekend this week. I'm not gonna have any free time until Monday. So, I'm gonna leave the prices as is, see what happens Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday night, like at like 9 p.m. If we don't have any traction, any promising buyers, we will lower the price of the Nissan, and then we will also lower the price of the Dodge. This is gonna be our first weekend on Facebook Marketplace. Hopefully that's when a lot of buyers are active. Hopefully somebody comes around and just says, give me them both. They'll write me a check for 50,000 and say, give me both. And I'll say, I'll think about it. Stay tuned for the next update. Happy freaking Monday. I can't even believe I turned the camera on looking like this, but I don't really care. I'm all about that flip. It is Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. Yesterday, Sunday morning, we bumped down Frontier to 6,000, kept the Ram at 1,950. We got like 1 extra message on the Frontier, but the views didn't really go up. So it's time to reset. What that means is I delete the postings completely and then repost them just with a newer price, because that's how you work Facebook's algorithm. Final stats after the first week. The Ram got 1,780 clicks on listing, 39 saves, and 6 messages. Frontier has 1,100 clicks on listing, 16 saves, 11 messages. So right now, who's winning the race? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm now going to delete both postings. I might just copy and paste the same description. If not, I'll write up the exact same thing for each one, how we did. And I'm gonna relist them. The Ram at $9,000 and the Frontier at $5,500. What I think is gonna happen now, I think they're both gonna sell this week. The Ram, I think will eventually sell it for $8,000 to $8,500, but at $9,000, I think someone will, negotiate and talk me down. Same thing with the Ram at $5,500. I think somebody will negotiate and talk me down to $5,000. We already had an offer at $5,000, so clearly $5,000 is a good number. Regardless, both are double what I paid for it. It's just a matter of which one first. So I'm gonna do that right now, and hopefully this next update will be when a buyer is coming to look at it. Are you tired of this room yet? Reporting live Thursday, 8:30 a.m. We still have both trucks. Frontier 5,500, Ram at 9,000. Frontier, 745 views, 17 listing saves, and 5 messages. Pretty much all the messages are asking if I'll take 5K. I try to meet them in the middle at 5,250, and then they kind of just die off, which means they're not a serious buyer because like you would buy the truck for $250 off, whatever. And the Ram has 847 views, 22 saves, and 3 messages. One, which the guy said 6,000 cash. I said for 6,000, I could definitely have the engine and transmission. You have to bring your own frame and body though. He said, okay, when can you have them pulled for me? I said I can have them out by Friday, but my driveway shop rate is 3,000, so for 9K total, I'll leave them bolted to the frame and throw in the rest of the truck for free. It's marketplace humor. Really not that funny. Full day has gone by where nobody has messaged me about the Ram. So rule of thumb, I dropped it $500 this morning. There's 22 saves. It dropped $500. It's now below the $9,000 threshold. All those people are gonna be notified. It's Thursday. This is the key thing. It's Thursday, which means we're going right into the weekend, right? A lot of people buying things on the weekends. They get their paycheck. They got free time. Things get sold. At $8,500, I'm thinking it'll be sold this week. I'll let it go for 8. And in terms of the Frontier, I'll let it go for 5. But somebody got to come this weekend. So today's going to probably be a long day of just, down in the dumps. But then Friday hits and it's like bing, 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 bing. Marketplace notifications left and right. And then I will buy 500 Corvettes. I will update you tomorrow, Friday, whenever we have a line of people racing to come look at the Ram. That could be today too. Who knows? Who knows? Greetings, everyone. I can almost guarantee you that this will be the last update. It is Saturday morning at 9 a.m. The guy who came to check out the Ram didn't realize it was a 2-wheel drive truck and he wanted a 4-wheel drive truck, so he just, that was it. I am dropping the price for the final time. They're gonna sell. Right now, the Ram is at $8,500 and the Frontier is at $5,500. And at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, the weekend, the best time to buy and sell things, I'm gonna drop them both. $500. Why I'm so confident in this? I've gotten multiple offers for $5,000 for the Frontier. So the second I drop it to $5,000, I think everyone's gonna running to it basically. Edit listing price, 5,000 even. I literally just did. Now, this thing has 25 saves, 950 views. So 25 people just got notified, dropped the price to 5,000 on a Saturday morning. There's a lot of strategy that goes into this, but one of the things is like, well, if you have offers for 5,000, why aren't you just like taking one of those off? Every person that offered me 5,000, I counter offered at 5,250. And if they were serious buyers, they would take it. If they really wanted my truck, they would take the 250 cut, meet in the middle, or at least negotiate more. So I don't think any of those people were like if I would have said yes, they maybe would have came that day, but like, I'm not gonna go back and forth and hassle with them just like here and there. I'm just dropping the price to 5,000 and now the floodgates are open. First come, first serve. Now for the Ram, I already dropped it from 9,000 to 8,500. So now I'm gonna delete the post, repost it at 8,000. And once again, the floodgates will be open. And I think here today on Saturday morning, we're gonna get a final answer of who's gonna win this flip, Frontier or the Ram. This also is an educational video. It goes to show you can sell anything you want on Facebook Marketplace besides like body parts and stuff. It all just comes down to pricing. That's it. It comes down to pricing. If I have a camera, right? If I want to sell this camera and this retails for $500, and I list it for $500, I doubt anybody's gonna come buy it. If I list it for $300, now you got people interested because it's like, oh, I can get $200 off it, pretty good deal based on the condition. But if I list it for $100, now that's when it's like, it'll be gone today. So it goes with anything. If you're selling a camera, a couch, a car, it doesn't matter. It all just depends on the pricing. Pricing equals speed. So 9 a.m. I have to help a friend move at 11. So I'm not gonna be like necessarily open the whole day, but I will. I feel like we're gonna be showing both cars today. Also, if I get the chance, I do want to rip a fat burnout in the Ram at least, because the Frontier you need to tie a bunch of rubber bands to it to get it to do a burnout. We could rip a fat burnout in the Ram to get my redemption. Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to scare off any sellers. Hey, it's another update. I am in a lot of pain. I did something to my neck a week ago and it still hasn't been fixed, and today's been the worst pain ever. But we have trucks to sell, so it is March 31st, 10:45 a.m., which is a Tuesday. We have a, I can't even do it. Oof. We have a buyer coming allegedly today at 5 p.m. This guy has been, he was interested like a few days ago, but didn't have the full 5K for the Frontier. He said March 31st he would get his paycheck, and he said we can do it March 31st. I said, all right, it's March 31st. He said 5 p.m. today, he can pay the full 5K at 5 p.m. A lot of fives going around, which in a sense means the Frontier won the race. But the race ain't over till the title ain't in my name. Meaning we have one last shot, one finish line moment here between the two trucks. The Ram is listed at 8,000. I'm gonna bump it down to 7.5 right now at 11 a.m. If somebody can come before 5 p.m. somehow and get the Ram will win. Right now, the Ram, which we posted the Ram 3 days ago. Been on the market for a full 2 days. Has 1,035 views, 33 listings, and 3 messages. One guy offered his sports card collection. Interesting. Same guy said 4,800, put the cap back on. So that guy sounds friendly. Somebody offered 6,000, told him can't do it. So right here, right now, 7500. Save. Now we wait. 33 people. Oh! Ow! About 33 people just got notified that I lowered the price. So if they are interested and they're like, 8's just a little too much, I'm bumping down to 7.5, and they're like, I don't want to get FOMO, I don't want someone else to buy it. So that means we'll probably, like I said, accept 7, even 6.5, we're still making money. 6,000's probably the lowest. I'm a little surprised. I thought at 8 this truck would be like sold. To the buyers of the flip race, Frontier officially in first place, unless somebody comes knocking on my door with $7,500 cash before 5 p.m. They got 6 hours. I'm gonna go to the chiropractor. Okay. Update. My neck still hurts and I can't move it. But I'm driving the truck anyways. That's right. The Ford Frontier. Right now we're driving it home from the guy test driving it. He came and he test drove it, and he quite literally said, I want it. Unfortunately though, here in the state of PA, they make transferring a title really difficult. So I get the pleasure and joy of having to wait till tomorrow to meet up with him after he's done working tomorrow at the notary, and the Frontier will be sold, making it the official winner of the flip race. But like I said, the flip race ain't over till the title ain't in my name. And right now, this still is in my name. So if someone comes with $7,500, heck, $7,000, knocking on my front door wanting the Dodge Ram sometime between right now and 5 p.m. tomorrow, the Ram will win the race. But as of right now, the Frontier has a buyer, a confirmed time and date for the sale. So if all goes well, this next clip will be the Frontier driving off for the final time. And if all doesn't go well, you'll probably see this truck flipped upside down and me deceased on the news. That was dark. All right, yep, next clip. I just walked through my back door, looked out at my driveway, and realized it's sold. The title is no longer in my name, and we officially have a race winner. Congratulations to all you Frontier supporters. It's gone. It's officially sold. 5,000, well actually 5,050, because the toolbox that was on the back I threw in for an extra 50 bucks. So we got a double whammy. $5,000, the Frontier is sold. She's gone. I only got one Frontier left. I was trying to get all 3 generations. Now, the only thing left to do is sell the Dodge. I currently have it listed for 7.5. I'm not really getting any bites on it. I'm thinking it'll sell for 7 or 6.5. And if it does sell before it's time to post this video, I will be adding in that information for what it's sold for, how much longer it took than the Frontier. But if not, I think we gotta do one last burnout in it to just give it a proper send-off. We couldn't do one last one in the Frontier because it was a 4-cylinder and it physically wasn't capable of doing one unless it had a bunch of rubber bands to it. We gotta get redemption for that first burnout. If you saw the first Dodge Ram video, you know that burnout at the end was pathetic. It wasn't, I wouldn't even call it a burnout. So we gotta give all you Rammers, that's what I'm gonna call you Ram fans, Rammers. We gotta give you a proper 5.2 Magnum 1998 Dodge Ram burnout on that fresh new rubber. Well, here we are in the truck for the very last time. Just made my way down to Mexico, and unfortunately I don't have a cameraman with me, so We're gonna have to film this solo, but we're gonna rip one final burnout in this thing to just send her off for good luck. All right, this is a redemption burnout from the pitiful one that we had a month ago. Now that was a proper burnout! Woohoo! Now if I do say so myself, that's how you end the video. That's how you do a burnout in a 1998 Dodge Ram. Now if anybody's looking to buy one, there might be one listed on Marketplace right now that has never been abused or burned out in and never had a check engine light, and you should go get it right now. All right, thanks for watching. Love you.